You've probably been told to take responsibility for everything that happens in your life. So was I. But to be honest, I have never really came to realization what this really means. It was never explained in a good way what I actually have to do with it. Just take responsibility, take responsibility. What does it really mean? Because it's very easy to be misunderstood with taking guilt of something. When you've heard on some random TikTok or maybe self-improvement video, so we take a different graph, but you've probably heard this somewhere, and you may have thought, okay, so this is my fault, like I did it, I have to take the ownership of this happening. But as I thought this way, but it was easy to make it unreliable after you look at something that had nothing to do with it. Like, how can you take responsibility in this definition of, let's say, a car crash of your parents? So let's say on a very tragic event. You were at home, they were driving, something happened. How can you take responsibility for that? Well, you can't if you misplace ownership and guilt and responsibility. The first source of information that really put the information of what the responsibility in this matter really is was the book The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson, a very good author, and I really like his books. What his view on the responsibility was is that you don't take ownership of what has already happened, but you take the ownership of what you will do with it. That's the responsibility you take. And that definition is where those plot holes, those places where the thing I was thinking about and probably you had in mind too was unreliable. Those plot holes are filled because it's not about who has done something. It's about how you will react to it. And the matter of reaction can be either very exhausting, very energy draining thing, or very subtle. Because for some things, to be responsible for them, you have to take action to fix something. Or just to keep yourself doing certain action. While for the others, it might be just to, I don't know, don't get mad about something. To control your emotions a little bit. And that definition, let's come back to the thing I was talking about in previous minutes. That thing where something tragic happens or something that you had no input of yourself happens, it still puts a responsibility on you. If this car crash happened, and let's say something very tragic, both of your parents died, you're responsible for controlling yourself, not to go depressed, not to fall into depression. You're responsible for yourself making up a living. You're responsible for everything they left. So house, like maybe your siblings. You're responsible for making it or they continue, because it's on you right now. But it's not that you are guilty of the car crash. And we're talking about tragedies, but it's not only about those things. It might be as belittled as, I don't know, someone pushing into the line in front of you in the supermarket. So then it's not your fault that they cut into the line, but it's your responsibility to react to it. So you could shout at this person, you could make a fuss in the shop, or you could just ignore it. The choice is yours. And the thing is that you always have a choice. always. Because the responsibility is about making the right choice in this matter. And when we take out this guilt out of consideration, out of the equation, and you're left with what you have to do in the near future after the event, you always have a choice. And I hope that after this short video, you will be able to analyze what happens in your life and make those choices right. Now go and make your way to a better future.